So what about with all those babies that God killed at Passover?
All the babies that God killed at Passover.
Their firstborn sons, you know?
Yeah, they were killed for a reason, to make Pharaoh wake up and realize
God could have
what
just
he
killed
was
Pharaoh.
doing.
He could have just killed Pharaoh, you know?
No,
Why not?
because he needed to teach Pharaoh a lesson.
Now, truly, few things are more hilarious than when super religious people try to use their religious doctrine to justify actions of either war, murder, or in this case, protecting life. So when he asks, well, what about the Passover? Like, oh, well, that was for a reason. Pharaoh needed to get his head out of the sand. Pharaoh, he didn't want to let go of the Hebrew slaves. So, God, he came and he killed thousands of babies because, that's what it's all about. You got to put the blood over your door so that your firstborn son doesn't die. Because God is a vengeful God. And if you're not in his special, clique of people, if you're not Jewish or now Christian, because the Hebrew faith is no longer valid because Jesus came into the world and died for our sins. So now that the Hebrew path, that's not good enough. Now it's all about the Christian path, right? It's so ridiculous. And then of course the people who are super religious tend to know the least about their doctrine.
So children had to die so that Pharaoh could learn a lesson.
The people who were not believers in him,
Yeah.
yes.
So God's willing to sacrifice children.
Whatever happens to their children.
I mean, the Bible is riddled with insane rules and insane laws. And ultimately, people just cherry pick and choose what they want to do. Like the same type of people, for instance, who are always going ham on the LGBTQ community. Oh, turns out they're gay. Like this senator he wasn't just gay. He was super gay. He had so much sex drive for men that he had to screw them in airport bathrooms. He couldn't wait to get home. He couldn't wait to get to a hotel. It's like God hates gay people. And that message is coming from somebody who, again, they're not gay, they're super gay. Or, people who are like, abortions are bad. Well, in the Bible, it doesn't specifically say you should never, ever get an abortion. But, the same people who are always saying, God hates abortions. Oh, what do you know? Now their mistress has an abortion. It's so stupid.
I see this sign here that says God is pro-life. What does that mean?
God is pro-life?
Yeah.
That's just what it means, yes. God created life.
Didn't God kill everybody on earth except for Noah and some farm animals on an ark?
I'm sorry.
Didn't God kill everybody on earth?
And then the last guy, at the end of the video, he's walking with that big flag. He's like, God's pro-life. And then he asked, well, didn't God, supposedly wipe out everyone on earth with a flood, except for, Noah and a couple animals? And he's like, well, I guess that kind of goes against my narrative. And then again, like endless times, what about Sodom and Gomorrah, where God destroys a whole city? Or the walls of Jericho, the people walk around Jericho for however many days and nights that was, and then the city comes collapsing down? Or all the holy wars, all the righteous wars, the plagues of Egypt. Did the citizens of Egypt have anything to do with the slavery? No. But again, God is a jealous God. God is a vengeful God. God is very human, according to religious doctrine. The one thing that created all that is, the omnipresent being that's supposed to be all powerful, is also somehow a very petty, jealous human being. It's so ridiculous because, again, it's like just like that, these people's narrative gets destroyed.